Hello, I'm Keelan McCarthy, the Youth and Family Services Coordinator at Gunnison Public Libraries, and I'm here to do another story time for you all. So, like before, we do ask our patrons to please wear masks inside the library if they are able, but because this is a special occasion and I want you to be able to see my face, I'm going to go ahead and take my mask off for this story time. Welcome back. I have 3 more books for us to read today, and the theme is a little loose today. It's really cold out, and I've been wanting to feel really cozy, so I chose 3 books that are really cozy themed. And my very first one is called The Pigeon Needs a Bath, because I think baths are the coziest way to warm up. And on the front, of course, Pigeon is saying, "I do not." Hi, I don't know if you've noticed, but the pigeon is filthy. So I could use your help because the pigeon needs a bath. That is a matter of opinion, says the pigeon. What a kidder. I don't really need a bath. Look how dirty he is. I took one last month. I think it was last month. He's scratching his head. He can't remember. Clean, dirty, they're just words, right? I feel clean. Maybe you need a bath. Yeah, when was the last time you had a bath? Think about it. When was the last time you had a bath? He says, "Oh, that was pretty recently." Life is so short. Why waste it on unimportant things, like taking a bath? What smell? Look how stinky. I don't smell anything. He's sniffing his little armpit, his little wing pit. And if I do, it's a very normal smell for a pigeon. I don't know, in some places it is impolite to bathe. Bzzz. Do you see the little flies buzzing in? He's so surprised. All of these flies buzzing around me are purely coincidental. And the flies are saying, "P.U. Yuck! Let's get out of here." And this one says, "Take a bath, dude." Okay, fine. If it means so much to you, I'll take a bath. He's stomping off. Do you see his stompy steps? Whoa. I'm not going to like this one bit. Oh, I love his rubber ducky. He's touching the water and he says, "The water is too hot, too lukewarm, too wet, not enough toys." Then he changes the water. "Too cold, too hot, too cold, too many toys." Too deep, not deep enough. Too cold. Now it's too hot again. Too reflective. That is still too hot. Well, I guess this is okay. Splash! Hey, this is fun. Wash, 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 wash. Look at all the suds all over him. La, 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 singing in the tub. This is the life. Look at his little feet. I love bubbles. Look at my wrinkly toes. Hello, hello. How are you? I'm fine. He's chatting with his little rubber ducky. I'm a fish, I'm a fish. $10 later. Can I stay in the tub forever? The end. Look at him splashing in the bath. Very cute. All right. My next book is called Snowy Nap, and I chose this one especially because the art in it is so beautiful, so I really hope you enjoy. Look at that little hedgehog. Young Hedgie sniffed the chilly wind. Snow is on the way, he thought. I'll just take a last ramble around the farm. He did not want to miss a moment. Look at that little farm. He could barely keep his eyes open as he walked. The hens noticed at once. Time for Betty bye, they cackled. It won't be long before you have to hibernate, and our coop will be bedazzled by icicles. There's the chickens and their coop. And there's even some ducks over there. Or maybe they're geese. In a sleepy daze, Hedgie trumped past the pond. The geese honked, goodbye until spring. We'll think of you as we play slip and slide across the pond ice. It is already starting to freeze. Look at them. They're teasing him. And there's a little sheep. Hedgie came to the sheep shed. Nighty-night, the sheep bawed. One of the sheep had seen hedgehogs on the farm head for their cozy dens year after year as winter arrived. She also was ready to tell Hedgie what he would miss. I'll soon see the snowmen Lisa makes, she said. One's sticking his tongue out. The billy goat overheard and crunched across the frozen field to add, as usual, you will miss winter blue time when the sun sets and the snowy farm appears in every shade of blue. Look at that goat. I love the horns. The pig watched Hedgie stop for a big yawn. Have a good winter's sleep, she winked. If only I could save a few snowflakes for you. No two are alike. She's got a couple little babies with her. When the pony trotted up, Hedgie guessed what he wanted to say. Sleep well, he neighed. If you hear bells in your dreams, it will be me pulling my sleigh. That was the last straw. I don't want to sleep all winter like last year, protested Hedgie. I want to see icicles and snowmen, snowflakes and pond ice. I want to hear sleigh bells. There's the pony. Before Hedgie could yawn again, he decided to turn around and stay up for the winter. The night grew frosty cold. Must stay awake, must stay awake, must stay awake to see winter. Hedgie shivered and his eyes closed. Look at him, he's so stubborn. From the farmhouse window, Lisa saw a still shape outside in the cold. Poor little hedgehog is frozen stiff, she cried. She bundled him up and brought him inside. He's cozying him all up. Lisa put Hedgie in a tea cozy and gave him a spot by the window. That was a close call, she said. A snowstorm is on the way. You'd better stay in the house and warm up. She's got a little hat hanging on the back of a chair there. And there's Hedgie, all snuggled up in a basket. To Hedgie's delight, the next morning he saw the world outside shimmering with snow. The old chicken coop sparkled like a palace. Look at the chicken coop, all covered in snow and ice. And the little chickens. And then there's Hedgie inside his cozy little blanket. Every day, he watched from different windows, and new wintry scenes appeared. The pond froze into a shiny mirror. Lisa twirled on her skates as the goose and the gander slid to keep up. It's the goose and the gander. The goose is a lady and the gander is a boy. To Hedgie's amazement, one day Lisa rolled great balls of snow. Before he knew it, he was looking at his first snowman. He was getting sleepier, but each morning held a new surprise. Look at those cool snowmen. She's got big, tall hats on them and really cute noses. The little hedgehog was dozing off when he heard the tinkling of bells. He tried with all his might and opened his eyes. There was the pony pulling a sleigh. Lisa made a snowball and tossed it in his direction. Kapoof! There she is in the sleigh being pulled by the pony. There's little hedgehog. Hedgie slept later every day. One day, he awoke to see flowers of frost decorating his window. The trees looked like lace against the sky. I have truly seen winter, was Hedgie's last thought as he nodded back to sleep. Look at how snuggly and cozy he looks. Lisa knew it was time. Leaving the door ajar, she cradled the little hedgehog. You belong in the wild, she whispered in his ear as she carried him through the drifts. She crouched by his burrow and nestled him inside. Sweet dreams, little adventurer, she said. There's his little burrow, right in the base of a tree. Just then, she noticed the front door was swinging on its hinges. Squawks and rumbles were coming from inside. Lisa peered through the doorway and saw animals, higgledy-piggledy, making a commotion in her house. Each one was thinking, I'll see winter from a nice warm house. Out, 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 skedaddle, she laughed. Don't you know this is not where you live? Look at all of these animals inside of her house. Oh my gosh. I see a fox. I see the pony. Looks like he's standing on the couch. And there's sheep and chickens and a pig. And more pigs running around. More sheep. The goat's up on the cupboard over there. And the geese are in the window. And there's an owl up on a plate. Lisa was shooing the last mouse from the house as Hedgie, snug in his burrow, fell into a deep sleep. He was dreaming about icicles and snowmen, snowflakes and pond ice. It was a long, snowy nap. His burrow is all covered in leaves all around him to keep him warm and moss, and his pillow is a mushroom. The end. That one is really cozy. The last one that I have today is called Bunnies Book Club because reading is really cozy to me also. It makes me feel really warm and fuzzy, and it makes me want to sit down and just curl up in a blanket and drink warm tea. Bunnies Book Club. Bunny loved books. Do you see little Bunny right there watching as these two are reading? He loved them ever since he first heard the lady with the red glasses reading aloud outside the library. There's the lady with the red glasses reading outside. As he listened, Bunny imagined himself climbing mountains, captaining a ship, ruling a kingdom. So he's climbing mountains, captaining a ship. Look at his little eye patch. And ruling a kingdom. He's sitting on top of an elephant. But when summer ended, Storytime moved back inside. Bunny wasn't sure if animals were allowed in the library, and Bunny was sure he couldn't live without books. Night after night, he could hardly sleep for wishing. He had to do something. So with a flashlight in his paws and hope in his heart, Bunny jumped out of bed and tiptoed through the dark. Do you see him sleeping? Well, he can't sleep. He's too upset. And then he has this little flashlight. But when he reached the library door, it was locked. So were the windows. Bunny tried digging, climbing, and yanking. Nothing worked. Look at him going all over trying to break in. All over the place. Until finally, he noticed. The book return. Bunny leapt. He clung to the bar, flung himself over, and wriggled his cotton tail through the slot. He landed inside with a thud. Look at his little bunny tail, wiggling into the book return. Bunny's eyes sparkled at the sight of shelves bursting with books. It was better than a field full of fresh, crunchy carrots. There's books everywhere. And he's dancing in the middle. Bunny didn't know where to start. He took a deep breath. It smelled as if he were wrapped inside the pages of his favorite book. He followed his nose to the adventure section. There he found stories about swashbucklers, sharks, and superheroes. Bunny greedily grabbed them all. Look at him bouncing all over the shelves. Look at him trying to carry all those books. There we go. His whiskers twitching with excitement, he slipped his treasures through the book slot one by one. Look at him sitting in a book cart and emptying them out onto the ground. Then, performing his best balancing act, Bunny wobbled home. He couldn't wait to dig in. He's holding up all those books with his little ears. And so Bunny returned to the library each night. He searched and sneaked and scurried back to read. Soon, his home was more books than burrow. Look at all those books. What I really like, too, is his little glass of water with a little stripy straw. Then one evening, a loud knock startled Bunny. He closed his book and opened the door. "Where have you been?" asked Porcupine. "Reading," said Bunny. "Why?" said Porcupine. Bunny's eyes popped wide open. "Why?" he sputtered. "Have you ever been to the library?" It was time for Bunny to let Porcupine in on his secret. Look at Porcupine. Look at those beautiful quills. "Are you sure this is a good idea?" said Porcupine. "Calm your quills," said Bunny. "I'm too prickly. I'll never fit." Bunny pushed and shoved until pop went Porcupine. Bunny slipped in and flipped on his flashlight. Look at all of his long quills. And look at the moths in his flashlight light. "Whoa," said Porcupine. "I know," said Bunny. "Do you think there's a story about balloons? I've always wondered about balloons." "Most definitely," said Bunny. Look at them walking together. Sure enough, Porcupine found books on balloons and on deserts and dunes, on caterpillars and cocoons. When Bunny handed him one about hedgehogs, he hugged it. Look how excited he is to find all these new books. The two friends took turns cramming books out the slot. Their towers teetered so high they could barely carry them. Back at Bunny's, they cozied up with cups of tea and carrot muffins. That sounds really good. Together they read until sunrise. They're carrying their wobbly stack of books, and then they're snuggled up reading together. Ooh, those carrot muffins look so tasty. One night, Bear noticed the light on at Bunny's. He opened the door and tripped over a stack of books. "What's going on?" said Bear. "Here," said Bunny, handing him a book. Bear made room and settled in to read. Look at them all squished together on that couch together. Soon, more curious animals began visiting. "Do you have any books about outer space?" said Bird. "Or volcanoes?" asked Mole. "I'd like a ghost story," said Mouse. "I think it's time for a field trip," said Bunny. Look at all of his friends coming to visit him. That squirrel on the light bulb is my favorite. And they're peeking in through the window, peeking in through the door. One by one, the animals stuffed themselves inside the library. Bear caused a bit of a delay. I don't know how he fit. Look at that. They scattered about, sniffing the stacks, pawing over pages. Squirrel gathered stories about the circus. Raccoon nabbed one about outlaws and bandits. Frog found a fairy tale. No one heard the key in the front door. No one heard the clack, clack, clacking of footsteps. No one heard the light flick on. Look at them all having fun at the library. Look at Raccoon on the computer. That's amazing that he figured out how to work the computer. I wonder what kind of websites he's looking at. "What do we have here?" said the librarian. The animals looked up in shock. Bunny gasped. Porcupine gaped. Bear groaned. "Follow me," she said. The animals marched slowly behind her. "We're done for," whispered Porcupine. Look at them all. They're so nervous. "All libraries have rules," said the librarian sternly. Bunny's whiskers trembled. Porcupine's back bristled. Bear eyed the door. Bunny stepped forward to take the blame. The librarian leaned down. "The first rule is, every book lover must have one of these," she said. She handed Bunny and his friends shiny new library cards. "Now you may borrow books," she said, smiling, "as long as you return them, of course." Bunny couldn't believe his ears. They could keep coming to the library. Look at them getting cards. He beamed at his fellow readers, then bounced to the shelves. He picked the perfect book. And he proudly checked out the very first official selection for... Look at them with all their books. Bunnies Book Club! Look at them all snuggled up together reading for their book club. Oh, look at all of those tasty cupcakes. They're even reading together. The end! I hope you had fun with our story time today, and I hope to see you in person at the library very soon. Bye!